Hello, beautiful, curious, and creatives. Welcome. Today, I am going to start what I am hoping will be a 4-part series. And it wasn't until recently when I was asked by my friend Robin McGrain, whose channel is Rockin' Robin's Creative Corner, to work on a collaboration with her, doing exactly what I've wanted to do for a very long time. And that is going to be altering a book. I've had this vision in my mind of what I would like this book to look like. And it's not necessarily the traditional way where you would tear a certain amount of pages and then you glue some pages together and then tear X amount of pages and then glue pages together. I have done that with a couple of books, and I've loved the way that they have turned out. But since I've developed this passion for vintage books and paper, and what I actually envisioned was a very old vintage book, that might be redundant, but a vintage book with a vintage, romantic, feminine vibe and just the right amount of grunge, which is my vibe. It's what I love. It's what I tend to work with and create. So Robin is going to alter a book. I'm going to link her information below. She is going to be altering a book as well on her channel. I am going to be altering my book my way here with you guys. And it will be a way to offer everyone different ways to create and different ways to do seemingly the same things, right? We work with paper, we decorate, we embellish, we make pockets, we make tags. Everybody has a different flow, a different vibe. And so that's what we're offering. I want to start from the beginning, put things together that I want to use. I have a certain feel and look in mind. We'll go to papers and different things, and I will walk you through that. And I have put some supplies here that I feel I want to use, and together they kind of give me that feel of what I want as a finished product. The first thing that I shopped for is a vintage book. So this is a very old book from 1852. It is worn. Hopefully it's been loved, passed on. The pages feel great. They're thick. And you see the binding, it's gone. And so this is the book that I'm going to alter. It has the right amount of wear and tear on the cover, which I will also decorate or cover. I will work on the spine. I am not sure what this is going to look like. I have a vision in my head, and I don't know if I can bring it to life, but I'm going to try. So I'm envisioning quite the chunky book, right? Because I want to use a lot of textiles. I want to embellish. I'm going to layer. I don't think I'm good at layering, so that will be a little out of my comfort zone. So this is going to give the book some bulk. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do is I am going to work on the pages as panels, right? I am going to tear the pages and maybe glue a few together to give it sturdiness. And then I will work on a panel. And then I will do the same with a couple of more pages. And then I will work on, this side of the page, right? And that will be a panel. and so on and so forth. Not in any particular order, but just however I don't know, the mood is taking me, wherever my flow, wherever my creative spirit is moving me. So I will create the different panels and then I will assemble in the order that I want them. I am thinking I'm going to make anywhere between 7 and 10 panels. Maybe leave some, some blank or minimally embellished. And I don't know, there's a lot of possibilities. That's what I'm envisioning. I think this book will be enough in terms of pages because I do want to use the pages in this book. And let me show you what I have harvested or shopped for and put in my box. So I have some cord. I have some, I forget what you call this, a creepy cloth. I have more. This is just what I had here, but this is something that I may definitely use. If I need more, obviously I'll go in my drawer and get more. I have quite a bit of textiles, trims, laces, and they're mostly bits and pieces because the book is not a large book. It's not a big book. And I purposely wanted to work on a small substrate because that kind of limits my space. I'm a little unsure because I've never done anything like this. I'm also doing it on video with you guys. So it will help me concentrate on a smaller area, and I feel that I have a higher rate of success doing this for the first time with a small substrate. So again, bits and pieces of trims, laces, stuff that I've had on my table. Some are vintage, some are vintage inspired, not so much vintage, but all go with the feel of what I am looking to accomplish. You notice there's not a lot of color here, purposely, because this is what this is what moves me. This is what I like working with. I can always distress, do splashes of something if that's what I want to do. So textiles. Then I shopped my vintage stash. This is not part of my vintage stash. So just so you have an idea of the things that I'm going to be using, the things that I have. I took out some photographs because they are all of women. I thought it would be fitting, women and babies or children, because it is May, it's Mother's Day month, and so it would be my own artistic tribute to our moms or women in general. So this is some paper lace. This I've used on something, and I have the other piece, so I want to use that. And then I have some stamped images, right? So numbers, because I love my numbers. More stamped images. Okay, more numbers. And this was in my stamped images box, so I figured I would take it out. If I want a word or something like that I don't have here, I can always go to my stash and, get one. But right now I don't know if I'm going to want a word. That's going to be determined by the feel of the page, so that can wait. Some die cuts that I had in there in vintage, with some vintage paper. I don't know why I pulled this. I literally save everything. I've said that before, and I think people think I'm kidding. but I save everything. I just like the way that looked, and I thought it might be good for some cluster or whatever. A little envelope that I may use. Here's another envelope that I've stamped on and I've painted and distressed. I don't know if I got this in a swap or it was gifted to me, but I kind of really love this, so I took it out. It's got some gold. My friend Tracy would love that. And then these are things that I have mass made. I'm sorry, this is something I got from Etsy forever ago. Never used it. I don't know if I'm going to use it, but I put it in the stash. So these are things that I have made, and I want to use these things. I felt that it was a good way to incorporate what I've made that has the same feel of what I'm envisioning, because I have a good stash of it. So, okay. This is just the tab. I kind of put some piano paper on it, and then I can decorate it. So these are all things that I had at the ready, and I am going to use them because they are beautiful and they are my work, and I think they're going to look gorgeous in the book. So that would be a little splash of color. These are like mini collages that I've made or cut out. They're good for dangles. Here is a tab. This is an altered paper clip. Another altered paper clip. Oh, that was correct, like that. Do you see it? Okay. A cluster that would also add a splash of color. A somewhat decorated tag, and if you know my work, you know that I kind of start the decorating process with a lot of things, and then I kind of leave it blank, so wherever it goes, whomever has it can continue to decorate and put their own artistic touch on it. So just a little decorated piece of paper. Again, you know, sometimes I just have stuff on my table and I just glue things together, and they make a great base for something else. I think this is a pocket, yeah. So, okay, these are all the things that I have at the ready and I would like to incorporate into my book. This popsicle, grungy, beautiful thing is something that I made, and I was so inspired by my friend Catherine Hernandez. I will also link her below. She made some beautiful ones for a swap that she participated in and sent me down that rabbit hole. So I want to use this for sure because it's going to go really well if I can bring my vision to life with this book. This is a vellum window, I guess. You know, it's a piece of vellum. It used to be an envelope. I distressed it and stenciled and stamped. I'm sorry. There's also stamping on this. This is a bag that I started to decorate, so I will finish that. This is an envelope. I love working with envelopes, and it's plain. Nothing's been done to it because I think I want to work on this with you today as part of the video. And then here I have another decorated popsicle stick with a bit of a different spin. These are tailor-made industrial numbers, I believe, is what that digital kit is. This was a library card. No, I'm lies. This is a time card. And then I decorated both sides. And then there's a little pocket in here and some journaling space here with a little dangle. And this is like a page topper. I'll show you when we use it. I put a couple of jewelry pieces on here. I thought I had another one, but I don't know. I thought this may be interesting to use. Let's see if I get to that. These are scraps from my friend Tracy Watson's papers. If you know, you know. Her papers are magnificent. I just did a flip through of a boho journal for our 200 plus subscriber giveaway. If you didn't see that, check it out. Leave a comment, subscribe, and like so you can be entered in the giveaway, and that will be on May 10th. So these are scraps from some of her paper, and I am definitely using them. I use every bit of Tracy's paper. So those were on my table, and I'm going to use them. I had pre-cut some piano roll paper a while back for something. Don't ask me what, because I cannot remember. It doesn't really flatten so well, but it's already cut. I love collaging with this, so I definitely want to use these. So now we're getting into the papers part of the box. Now these are more vintage papers, dictionary pages, a music page, a book page. Well, there's two of them, but front and back. Okay. A magazine page. I believe this is another magazine page. And then I have some vellum, of course. I love vellum. I love the way it tears. It's a good layer. So in case I want it. This coffee dyed paper I purchased on Etsy. I cannot remember how long ago, and I cannot remember whose it is or if they're even both from the same shop. This is some coffee dyed paper that my friend Beth made for me because she's so good like that. And this, I do not know where it came from. I want to say it was gifted to me by Beth also. This is some wallpaper. I kind of feel that the colors go with, you know, what I'm trying to achieve or what I have envisioned. So I threw that piece in there. Oh, here's another piece of jewelry. So I'm thinking I'm going to use that. I'm sorry, it's late in the day and the lighting is not the best. I procrastinate. So, you know. And this was a paper bag, and I love it. I love my packaging. I love my paper bag. So I am going to use this. And then I pulled out some stamps that I have. This stamp I just got from my beautiful friend, Catherine Hernandez. I have not used it. I just literally just got it. I took it out of the box this morning. You're going to see that I'm not a stamper by the fact that these stamps are barely used. This one has been used. So I am going to challenge myself to maybe stamp an image or two. I make no promises, no promises. And by the way, those stamped images that I showed you, either Beth gave them to me or I stamped them one weekend when she was here and we were crafting. So I don't gravitate towards stamping. I'm a horrible stamper, but I'm willing to do it. For this book, if I'm inspired to do that. So that is everything that I have pulled out again. And of course I have my grungy makers here. My Distress Oxides in Vintage Photo and Ground Espresso, okay? My goal is to work from what I have here. The core of the book and the pages will come from what I've just shared with you. So I think I want to work on that envelope really quick, alter it somehow. I'm going to put this to the side. I don't necessarily feel that I have to work to the exact size of the book pages. If it's a little, you know, larger, it's okay. If it's a little smaller, that's okay too. So I'm just going to pull this one out as a guide. And what I love about the envelopes is the window. So I'm going to kind of gauge, you know, I don't know, like to here. I think that's what I want to work with. And let's just start. You know what? I'm not even going to do that. I'm just going to tear it. I want it to be free flowy. I don't necessarily enjoy measuring and exactitude when it comes to things. So I feel that I want to work intuitively. I'm feeling that I want to tear this. And I want to maybe do this, right? And if I want to stitch, I'm going to do that also. A little vellum. I'm going to tear some of the vellum. I may want to use it here. So let's do this. Sorry, I tend to work towards where I am. That is good. That is good. I think I may stitch this. And then I want to do a little something here. Let me look for some washi tape because I do want to cover these things here. So I found this, and I think I'm going to use this. And it'll be good for both sides. I'm going to distress around the envelope, and I'm going to distress the piece of vellum. And that's going to define my area a little bit more. I'm sorry about the glare from the light. Let me do that. Okay, so that is distressed. This will go here. This will go here. I am going to put this here. And then I am going to put a piece of that here, and it'll go this far up. And let's make it this long. I'm going to distress. Okay. So I am going to, you know what I'm going to do? I am going to distress inside here. And because I don't want to take the plastic off, I am just going to kind of do it like this a little bit. and see if this gives me the result that I want. I don't want it to be too obvious, but at least that way it's not, I'm not distressing into the plastic area. Okay. All right, so I'm going to glue or adhere. This is kind of like washi tape, so it has adhesive, but I am going to apply a little bit of glue to help it stay in place. So let me do that. I remembered that my intention was to stitch on this and I did not. And so it's okay. I'm not concerned. It is what it is. Not a problem. You know what? For the very first page, I think I want to use a photograph. So let's shop for a photograph for this. Again, I want this to be very organic, very free-flowy. I may go back and add a little embellishment, but I'm not thinking about that right now. So, you know, a little photograph on this page back here may be the way to go. Maybe I want to do a photograph out here. No, I think I want it inside. And so let's do that. I think I'm going to adhere this page to the envelope backing. I'm not going for perfection here. Okay. I think I would like a little bit of a textile something or other. I never know which is the... Sorry, I have to bring it under my nose to see. I have no idea. Which is the top. I like this here like this. I have the feeling that I would want something to stretch from here to here, but right now I am going to leave it like that. Again, I'm happy to make a base. I will look through again, make some changes, add some things. But right now I just want to work intuitively, what moves me, what, you know, feels right. And there's always time to go back and add. And I'm very happy working like that. That's usually how things work for me best. So this is not going to be any different. I'm going to follow that flow. So just to have an idea, so this is a page, and this page will go here, and that's exactly what I want. So it's going to stick out. It's going to show. There may be something else on that page. There may not. This is beautiful to me. This is beautiful to me. And that's exactly how I want it to be. Very organic, very vintagey looking. So this is our first page, or I should say the base of the first page that we're making. And so I don't know what I'm gonna do here. I may end up closing this all together. I don't know, but this looks good to me right now. It felt right putting it together. There was no overthinking. When I look at it again next time, I may grab something from the stash, put it on. I may not. I may stitch. I may not. Let's see. So this is going to be it for today. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you felt inspired to work on something, to shop your stash in some way. Maybe even create something similar. I'd love to see what you made. If you made something, I'd love to have you along. I hope that you are doing well, that you are safe, that you are healthy, that you are thriving, and that you are getting some time to craft. I hope you participate in the giveaway. I hope that you subscribe, and I hope to see you again next time. Thank you so much for joining me. I love you so much. Until the next time. Bye, guys.